Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's Thursday, it's 9 o'clock, which means it's time for a Magic Stuff. Now today, I want to kind of revisit a topic I talked about a couple of weeks ago, which is closing routines. Now a couple of weeks ago, I did a video on the best closers for your stand-up show. And a lot of people really liked that video, some really positive comments, so thank you for everybody that watched it. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out in the Magic Stuff playlist on the channel. Today, I want to do exactly the same video, but I want to talk about close-up magic. Because let's be honest, there's probably more people that perform close-up magic out there than there are people that perform stand-up magic or stage magic. So I want to talk to you about, in my opinion, what the best routines are to close a close-up set. Now, this could be a parlour show where you're performing to sort of maybe 10, 15 people, or it could be a mix and mingle performance. It could be a banquet performance. It could be just an informal performance down the pub with your mates. It's, in my opinion, what the best way is to close a close-up set. Really, that's all I can say about this. Now, in a couple of weeks' time, I'm going to be uploading a video onto this channel, which is all about how to construct a closing routine and what's important to think about when you are actually putting a closing routine together. The reason I'm telling you that is because there's a lot of factors that go into what makes a really good closing routine. And I'm going to talk about some of those things during the course of this video, but this is very subjective. And what I mean by that is these are my favourite closers. Just because they're my favourite closers doesn't mean they might necessarily be your favourite closers. For example, if you don't like card magic, then some of the routines that I talk about might not float your boat. If you don't do card magic, you're not going to close a close-up set on a card routine. And likewise, if you don't do magic with Rubik's Cubes, you're not going to close a magic set with a Rubik's Cube. So there's lots of factors to consider, and it's very subjective. Every single closing routine that I'm going to talk about here now are routines that I've actually used to close my close-up set over the last 15, 20 years, and they work for me. So I'm going to break that list down. I'm going to go through each individual routine. But if you want to know more about constructing a closing routine and how to actually put a closing routine together and how you actually, what you have to consider in order to do that, watch out for the video that I'm going to be uploading in a couple of weeks. And if you haven't seen the video on closers for a stand-up show, you can go check that out right now. Anyway, let's have a look at, in my opinion, the best routines that you can use to close your close-up set. So the first routine that I'm going to be talking about is card under box. I absolutely love card under box. Now, this is a routine that's very heavily based on James Brown's routine. I published this with his permission on my Parlour DVD, which came out about 7 or 8 years ago. Card under box, in my opinion, is just fantastic. There's so many moments of magic. It's a little bit like the ambitious card. I think one of the reasons why ambitious card is so good is because, you know, it's multi-phase. They see that card coming up to the top again and again and again. And with a good ambitious card routine, the method varies. So just when they think they know what's going on, you're changing it. Well, in card under box, it's the same thing, but it builds. And what I mean by that, first of all, the card might go into the box. Then the deck might go into the box. Then the card might go in the box. Then the deck might go in the box. It just really builds really nicely. And I find that it's very difficult to follow a card under box routine because it's so magical. When that card goes into that box, I finish my routine by having the deck go into the box. And then I tack on a card to wallet at the end. So once the deck's gone into the box, almost as an encore, or as a kind of, oh, by the way, I have the card go in the wallet. Or if it doesn't go in the wallet, I'll have it go into my phone. I'll use the card to phone app. Sometimes I'll do both. In the video I'm about to show you in a minute, I do both. So the deck goes into the box, then the card goes into the wallet, and then the card goes into the phone as well, which is just a really nice way of actually stacking layer after layer after layer up. But once I've done all of that, and once this routine's finished, and it's a 7 or 8 minute routine, and it builds and it builds and it builds, it's kind of like very difficult to follow. I mean, where do you go from there? Right, okay, now I'm going to do a coin trick. And it's very difficult to follow it, which is why it makes such a great opener. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes if I'm going to a gig and there's lots of people there, you know, if you're going to a corporate event and there's lots of people, or if you're going to a wedding and there's lots of people, or wherever it may be, I'll just do one routine. I'll just do the card under box and that's it. I'll just do that routine. Because there's like probably 12 or 13 moments of magic in there. And this is the problem that a lot of magicians have. They look at a routine and they go, well, that means that Craig's just done one trick to that audience. And technically, yeah, I have just done one trick to that audience. But from their point of view, they look at each individual magical moments as a trick. So I've gone over to them and I've made a card appear. I've changed a card into another card. I've had the card go into the box. There's lots of different moments. They don't look at it as one trick. They look at it as lots and lots of tricks. So if I'm pushed for time, absolutely, this is the only routine I'll do. And I can't think of a time that I've done card under box and then followed it with another routine, unless I'm doing a stage show. If I'm doing like a stage show, and I have done card under box on stage a few times, I won't close on that, because if I'm performing to like 50, 60, 70 people, I want to have something bigger at the end as opposed to card under box, if that makes sense. But for a close-up performance, I'll always close with it. So I'm going to show you the routine that I do. It's available on the Parlour DVD that I put out years ago. Or you can check out Fancy a Pot of Jam by James Brown. He's got an amazing card in the box. Daniel Chard also has a fantastic card in the box routine as well. There's a lot of them out there, but it's like the perfect routine to close a close-up set on. Let's have a look at that right now. Before I do this, I have something to give you, sir. What I need you to do is hold on to my phone. Now, the reason I ask you to hold on to my phone is because, frankly, out of everybody here, you look like the most trustworthy.
Or technologically incompetent.
All that, yeah. What I want you to do is take it, we'll put it, oh look, it's not been opened up yet. There you go, we'll put it in there. There we go. New suit? It looks good. Right, here we go.
I'm trusting nothing.
I can tell. Right, okay, here we go. So, before we start, do you want to give the cards a shuffle? Or do you trust me? You don't trust me. Do you want to shuffle them? When you finish shuffling them, by the way, put them back in the original order, because that'll help the trick no end, to be honest. I'm joking, it's a joke. It's not a very good, remember, Piglet, Pooh? Yeah, it's a joke.
What if he shuffles them while you're not looking?
You know what? Do I come to wherever you work and mess with you?
Sorry, I said that.
Hang on, this gentleman wants me to look away while you shuffle the card. I'm fine with that, because I get paid by the hour. You do what you want, mate. Can we finish? Are we done? What you just did, by the way, is an overhand shuffle. 9 times out of 10 when you do this, this is called an overhand shuffle. Now, magicians, they go a little bit further. They do this. This is called a waterfall shuffle. You've probably seen one of those before.
Well, you
can always tell a really good magician. They do something called a Pharaoh shuffle. That's when you butt the cards together at one end, which is nice, because you can hold the cards with one hand and do that.
Oh.
Hardest shuffle of the lot. This one right here, where you cut the deck with one hand, you shuffle the deck with one hand, and you do everything with one hand. That's the reason I had no girlfriend all the way through uni, just so you know. I know, isn't it terrible? Are you a football fan, sir?
No.
No, are you a football fan? What team do you support?
Liverpool.
Sorry?
Liverpool.
I heard you first time, I'm just sorry. Do you want to see the Liverpool shuffle?
Yeah.
The official, I won't give you the cards, you'll nick them, but I'll show you the Liverpool shuffle. Watch, here we go, look at this, look at this, look at this, watch. Doesn't really do anything, to be honest. Could be worse. Look, this is the Villa shuffle going down. Anyway, you're a Villa fan. Your fault. Right, okay, here we go. You're going to grab a card for me if you can. I'm going to spread them out. Take a number card, not a picture card. Any card with a number on, so not a Jack, Queen, or a King. Okay, anyone? Not that one. I'm struggling. There you go. Grab it out. And then when you've got the card, show the card to all your friends. Apparently I'm not your friend. I thought we were bonding over this magical experience. Not, it seems, that's fine. And then I'm going to give you a pen, and what I want you to do is write your name on the face. Not on the back, on the face. Not on your face, on the face of the card, just to clarify. There you go, big letters. And then underneath, put your bank account number and sort code. That would be, I'm not going to do that, I can tell. There we go. Are we done? I'll take the pen back, because that's how I got it. Thank you. And we're going to, this is where things get interesting. You can put the card back in the deck. Just say stop. Cool, put the card back there. So guys, I'm going to show you the difference between sleight of hand and real magic. Now, have you guys heard of sleight of hand before? it means the hand is faster than the eye. Gather round, gather round. This is sleight of hand. I'm going to take one card. What's your name, by the way? Lovely name. I'm going to take one card out of the pack, Laura. This card right here, the 2 of diamonds. Was that your card? 1 down, 51 to go. It's a long trick. It takes a while. It's a long trick, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
We have all afternoon.
Yeah, good. Most magicians do this face down. I'm going to do it face up. Laura, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the card and wave it over the card box. Watch that too. When I wave it in the right spot right there, it actually changes into the 6 complete with your name. No, that's why I got into magic, that reaction right there. That's the bit where you go, ooh. Ooh. Congratulations on the single most sarcastic proof rule I've heard in my life. That's not real magic. Real magic is slightly different. This is real magic. Take half the cards for me, Laura. Very good. And spread them out like a magician. Like a bad magician. But that's okay.
It's functional. It's functional.
That's good. That's good.
She's been on to the second.
Yeah, I can tell. You've had at least 3 bottles, right? Look, I'm going to put the 6 about halfway down. This is going to get interesting now. What I'd like you to do is give the cards a shuffle. And then when you finish shuffling them, put them right there on the... Wow.
Clearly not a gamble.
No, there's a technical term for that in magic. It's called crap. There we go. Put them right back there. Put them right back there. There we go. I would love to see what you've done with the whole pack. Right, okay. So there's no way I can cheat now because you shuffled badly, but you shuffled. So watch, this is the move. Watch, no cheating. All I do is this. Now when I do that, what happens is one card flies up in the air invisibly. It does 6 somersaults, I count it. And even though the box has been on the table the whole time, check this out. Laura underneath the box has 1 card. Take it, turn it over, Laura. Show everyone. It's the one with her name on it. No. Come on. Look at the look. Now, I can't tell you how that works, but I can tell you how it doesn't work. This is what most people think I do. Laura, they think I take the sign card, put it down on the table, and then when you guys aren't looking, I put the box on top. Be honest, is that what you thought I did? No. Logically, it's the only thing I could do, but I don't do that. Laura, push it in for me. Watch, this is the move. That's all I do. And I do that, it goes up in the air. 6 up. Well, you get the idea, Laura. It's underneath the box. Take it, turn it over, show everyone. If it's a card, they're going to go crazy. Come on, people! Now, look, do you see the signature? Yeah. That guarantees this is your card, Laura, unless she's got a habit of signing 6 of diamonds. Laura, watch the card. Goes halfway down. Say go, Laura. Go. Did you see it go? Not the card, the whole pack. Look under the box. What?
That is the best one.
Look, one more time, test conditions. Look, there's nothing underneath the box. Laura, put your finger gently on top.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to put the card down in the middle, and it's still going to go underneath the box, even though your finger's on. Yes. I know, it's stuff. Just put it in there. Thanks for the commentary. Now, look.
It's in there.
Right, now look, if you think I've cheated, you can have a tiny peek underneath. I'm a little bit offended by that, Laura. Thanks. Right, here we go. Watch. Here we go. If I told you it was under there now, would that be a good trick?
It would be a damn good trick.
Yeah, that would have been good. I'm not that good. That would have been amazing. But I did go one step further, Laura, because now there's 1 card inside the box. What? 1 card. Shit. I know, right? Take it, turn it over. If that's your card, they're going to go crazy. Turn it over, show them. Yes, come on. Because every trick needs a big finish. Laura, do you want me to do this in 1, 2 or 3 seconds? It's your choice.
Go on now.
1 second, watch this. 1. Laura, did you see it go? No. That's when every single card in the pack vanishes except for the 6, Laura. And the reason is over here in the box, where there was 1 card. You're not going to believe this, right? That is every single card in the pack. Go crazy! Yay! But you know what? When you go home and tell people about this, you won't tell people about the card going into the box. You won't tell people about the card going under the box. You'll tell people that right from the very beginning, I had a wallet in my pocket. And inside the wallet, inside the zippered compartment, there's one thing and one thing only, and that's a card, not just any card, but it would be a card with Laura's name on it. Give Laura a big, huge round of applause. But before we did any of this, do you remember what we did at the very, very beginning of the trick? No. That's what you have at the end of the trick. I gave you a phone. Do you remember that, sir? Take out the phone. Now, what I want you to do is stand up, Laura. And, sir, hold your hand out for me. Very good. I'm going to try and get Laura, I'm going to try and get your card into the phone. Not on top of the phone, not underneath the phone for the big finish. Inside the phone. Now, Laura, your card goes about halfway down. Oh, she's standing up as well. Everyone's gathering around now. Push it in for me. Very good. And what I need you to do, if you can, is cover up the phone so I can't get to it. Very good. Here we go. With 2 hands. With 3 hands. No. What is it with you people? Right, here we go. Watch. Did you feel that?
No.
Story of my life.
I felt a tremor.
It was the curry last night. Sorry about that. Lift up your hands. There you go. Not on top, not underneath, inside. Check this out, guys. First of all, this is my family, dog, wife and baby. You can guess which is which. I'm not helping. Now, it's not that funny. Look, if I unlock the phone, check this out. Look, there is a folded up card underneath the screen of the phone. And it's actually your card, Laura. Now, I know you don't believe me. The only way to prove it is to pull it out. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Laura, you're going to take that. If that's your card, they're going to go absolutely crazy. Take it, open it, and show everyone. Laura's card, come on! And Laura, you can take this and you can keep it as a souvenir. You can put it up on your bedroom wall next to the One Direction posters. There you go. That's it.
Oh my God.
Yes, but I go by the name of Craig. Okay, so the next routine that I'm actually going to talk to you about, which makes a killer closer. And this is the newest entry into my personal working set. I've only been working this since post-COVID. I learned it during COVID, and I'll tell you right now, every close-up job I've done since the restrictions have been lifted, I have closed my close-up set to the VIP table, whether that be the bride and groom on the head table. I did a 50th birthday party, and I did this to the person who was turning 50. Every single gig I've done, I've closed the set to that particular client with this routine, because it makes a killer giveaway. And that's one of the things I'm going to be talking about in the video that's coming up in a couple of weeks. One of the things I think is important about a closing routine is it's nice to have a giveaway at the end that you can give to somebody. And so, a lot of the time, I'd like to have a giveaway that's a little bit more than just a signed card. So a lot of the time, you have that card signed and it comes to the top of the deck, and whatever happens, you give it to the audience, you give it to the spectator. They're not going to hold on to it. They're not going to remember it. But in this routine, they absolutely will. This is a souvenir that they're going to keep hold of forever. And if you keep a track on my Instagram feed, you'll see I've been putting lots of pictures of brides and grooms holding this object and smiling and super happy. It is a killer closer. And I am, of course, talking about Henry Harris's Cube in Bottle. Now, I don't think you can just do this as a one-off thing. I don't think you can just do Cube in Bottle and then that's it. I think that you need to have some cube magic first and then go into this. And how I do this is, because some people have said to me, oh, with the gimmick, is this still suitable for close-up? Absolutely. I've been doing it in a way where I don't even use the main gimmick. If anybody who knows Cube in Bottle will know what I mean. The main gimmick, the cube gimmick, I don't even use. So what I do in my routine, and I haven't got any video footage of this, unfortunately. I'll show you some studio performance of Cube in Bottle, but I haven't got any live performance footage yet. I will be getting some soon. But what I do in my routine is I bring a bag out and I say there's 2 cubes in there, and I show that there's a mixed up cube, and I show there's a solved cube, and I also show that I've got a in there I've got a bottle, and I put the bottle down to one side on the table. I take out the mixed up cube, leaving the solved one inside the bag, and I do a whole bunch of cube manipulation with it. I'll normally do a match to the tattoo and a quick solve and that sort of stuff. And then I say, well, let's put that one away. We've still got the regular cube in the bag, the solved cube. Let me grab that bottle, and I get them to hold on to it, and I do the thing, and I reach in, and I take out the cube inside the bottle. I give it them, and it just brings the house down. I have already, you know, there's a cliche in magic where people say, oh, this trick has paid for itself. I've taken 2 bookings so far for this stupid trick, one of which from somebody that wasn't even at the gig I was at, because what happened is the bride and groom took it home and somebody came around to see them. They saw this, or they put it on Instagram. I don't know what the whole situation is, but somebody called me and said, hey, I saw this thing, can you do it? Are you available for this date? And they booked me just off seeing the Cube in Bottle. So it's an incredible routine. It really is. I'll be putting some live footage on my Instagram page soon, so go follow me on Instagram. I'm putting loads of photos of me doing it at the moment. But yeah, it's a great closer. It is a killer closer, and I highly recommend that everybody does it. Even if you don't do cube magic, it's worth learning cube magic to be able to do this. It's the best giveaway I've found for a bride and groom or a VIP of a corporate event or whatever it may be. I'll show you a studio performance right now. But go buy it, it's amazing. We've also got the bottle. I'm going to try and do the impossible. I said you're going to get the impossible on TV. I'm going to put the bottle inside the bag with the cube. Now, obviously we're up in Yorkshire here. That's where Dynamo's from. And you hold on to that for a minute. Do you guys remember Dynamo putting a phone in a bottle? Amazing trick. But it's a bit stupid. Because the only way to get that phone out is to smash the bottle. And you want to get your phone out, right? So I said I'm not sure something you remember forever, right? Something you can show everyone. And this will help you remember this magical moment. What? Okay, so the next routine I want to talk to you about kind of follows on from the concept of the cube in bottle, which is liquid metal by Morgan Striebler. Now, liquid metal is something I've been doing for a very, very, very long time. Liquid metal for me is just a killer routine. Everybody knows the concept of having a piece of metal bend. Everyone's heard of Uri Geller, everyone's heard of it, but hardly anyone's ever seen it. So you take a fork and you bend this fork right in front of their eyes over and over again. It just kills, it really is. And I use a David Penn concept, which is getting them to sign both sides of the fork, which A, stops them from thinking you're switching a fork because you're not, but also B, when you do the corkscrew twist in the middle and they're holding on to it, it really heightens that moment, if that kind of makes sense. So liquid metal is amazing. I absolutely love liquid metal, I really do. And it makes a great souvenir. And it really does make a really good souvenir. I've done this and I've had people take it, and I've met them at other gigs down the line and they've said, oh, I've still got the fork. It's just a very unusual object that people really buy into, and they look at it and they freak out over it. And it makes a great opener for a few different reasons. But one, it's very different to anything that you might have done beforehand. Maybe you've started off with some coin magic, then some card magic, whatever it may be. And then you finish off with this routine. The magic happens in the spectator's hand. It's really personal. It gives them a fantastic souvenir. And again, it's a little bit like the card under box in that you can't really follow it. Once you've done this, the crazy visuals of this routine mean that you can't really follow it. You can't go any further than this. It is incredible. Anything that you do after this would be almost substandard because they've seen such an amazing moment of magic, and it is really visual. It works for a distance, it works for close up, it works for pretty much every environment. I love liquid metal. I use the liquid forks that you can get from World Magic Shop that Morgan actually recommends, but the routine liquid metal you can get directly from Penguin Magic. I believe they have the rights to the liquid metal routine. So you can learn liquid metal from Penguin Magic, and it's available as a download or as a DVD. But you can get the forks from World Magic Shop. So there you go. Let's have a look at me performing liquid metal at a gig last week. Okay?
Yes.
There you go. She knows who you're going to trust. Right, there we go. You can put your chips on that table over there if you want to.
No, they'll get eaten. But
okay.
if I give them to her, they'll get
Rachel, hold it. There you go. What's your name?
Alice.
Alice, I'm Craig. Nice to meet you, Alice. This is Nemid, my photographer.
Hello.
There you go. I have a photographer. I'm sorry.
I love that.
All right, here we go. I'm going to ask you, Alice, a question you've probably never been asked before.
Go on then.
No, she's not there.
She's like, challenge accepted. Would you like to examine my fork?
Not really.
There you go. Have a look at it, check it out, make sure it's okay.
Yes.
Is it a real
that
fork?
Is a fork.
It is a fork.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very
So,
good.
what I want you to do is take this pen and put your initials right there on the bowl of the fork. Nice and big and bold.
Sign number on the back.
No, just a bank account number and sort code. But on that end, on the other side, yes, if you can put your initials again, that would be good. Right now.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, you haven't got like 1 minute. Is that okay? Very quickly, you've got like 1 minute. Okay, so the reason I get to write her name on this is because that way it makes the fork unique. So in other words, even if there's a million forks in the world, it's the only one with your initials on both sides. So whether I hold it this way or this way, you can see it's your fork the whole time. Now, have you ever heard of a guy called Uri Geller? He's the guy that bends things to the power of his mind. He bends knives, forks, spoons, cutlery. He's a professional bender. That's what he does for a living. I'm not going to do this. You are. Do you have a good imagination? Great. Can you say bend? A little bit louder and slightly more magical. That was so magical. If I was a fork, I'd bend. That was so good. Just say bend. One more time. You did that so well. Look at that. 3, 2, 1. It's really weird, isn't it, Bridget? Watch this. If I do this, Alice, it bends again. I know, right? Double tap. And it really is bent. Touch. Look, touch it. Boom! I'm sorry, I can't help it. Hold your hand out for me, Alice. Very. Right. Okay. We'll finish this off with her, and then you can. Right. Can you? Is that okay? Can you help me? Okay. I've unbent this. I'm going to put this in your hand. Squeeze tightly. Now, you can feel that, yeah? Don't lie to make me look good. Not that you would, I can tell. If I do this, be honest with me, can you feel it twisting? This is something you're going to remember forever. Do you remember Alice put her initials on that side and her initials on the other side? Now the initials are on the same side. And the reason they are is because in your hand that fork twisted like a corkscrew. Put your hand, look at that. Like a corkscrew. Try and untwist that, sir. You can be the strongest person in the world, and there's absolutely no way you can twist a fork like that. This is crazy stuff. I'm going to go one step further because you missed the good bit. If I go up and down, say stop anytime you want.
Stop.
What's the prongs of the fork? You're about to have a heart attack. Every time something happens, she's like, one last time, check this out. 3, 2, 1. And it's bent again. It's bent and twisted in 7 different places. I'm going to give you this as a souvenir because Alice has gone. So, oh no, she's back. Alice. Oh no, she's gone again. So you get to keep that as a souvenir. There you go. Oh, thank you.
When I'm performing banquet, or I'm performing big tables, or I'm doing table hopping, this is the closer that I alternate with card under box. So a lot of the time I'll do card under box, but obviously if you've got lots of tables near each other, you don't want to do the same closer at every single table. So a lot of the time I'll alternate this routine with card under box. And this is one of the only things that I think that has the same power as card under box. And I am, of course, talking about Chop Cup. Now, Chop Cup is amazing. I have so many different versions of Chop Cup that I do. In certain situations, I'll use my own chop. There's so many advantages to using chop. It's great. In certain situations, I'll use like a dice cup. Sometimes I'll use the TCC cup. What you're about to see here in this performance is me using the cocktail chop cup, where it's a chop cup that's built into a cocktail shaker, which is really nice. You can get this from Card Shark. They actually bought this out, and it's a beautiful prop. Now you've got an extra ending sometimes at the end if you want to, where you can pour some water out the chop cup. At the end, you can put it all back together and pour some drink out, which is great. I don't always use that ending. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you're going to see a full performance in a minute of me using the cocktail shaker chop cup. Whichever chop cup you use, what I love about it is, it again, a little bit like the card in the box, it builds up to a really strong finish. So you have a multi-phase routine. It's very similar to card in the box when you think about it. It's a multi-phase routine. The ball goes under the carpet. It appears on top of the cup. It vanishes. It's in your pocket. It's jumped from the pocket under the cup. Whatever sequence of moves that you want to do with this chop cup, and then eventually you have this big final load. In this case, I use a tennis ball, which looks amazing under this cup because it looks like it can barely fit. And then, once I've got the tennis ball to appear, you'll see that I have the bag go under the cup, as in Tommy Wonder's Cups and Balls. I love that moment in Tommy's Cups and Balls where the bag goes underneath the cup. Such a beautiful moment, and I use that all the time in a chop cup routine because the misdirection is so strong, because once you've made that final load appear, that's all anyone's looking at. It's very easy to load that bag into the cup and they'll never see it coming. So yeah, chop cup is a fantastic closer. I encourage absolutely everybody who's never actually studied the chop cup to go out and do it. I really would, because it is a killer routine. It really is. So as I say, you can get so many different chop cups, and you know, I might be biased, but you might want to check out my chop routine as well. I am going to be doing a video on chop at some point in the future, but the nice thing about chop is once you've made the lemon appear, you've been using a borrowed bill to make the routine happen. So the borrowed bill goes underneath the cup over and over again. It's a borrowed cup as well, by the way. And then the bill goes into the lemon. I am going to be doing a full video on that at some point, so I'm not going to talk too much about that right now. But chop is available. You can have a look at that. But as I say, this is a chop cup routine using the bar cup. I think it's called the bar cup, or it might be called the cocktail cup or something. You can get it from Card Shark.
Very good. This is my big finish. This is my favourite trick. I've already pressed the button, sir, so you're all good. Natalie, we're going to play a gambling game. Not for money, just for fun. You don't want to play me for money, trust me. I should come with a public service announcements. Natalie, I have inside... Hello. You're so excited, you're standing up. After I've done this trick, I'm going to teach you your trick of your own. So sit down for a minute for me. What's your name? Again? Summer? Of course it was winter. Right, okay. I'm going to do a gambling game with you. Is that all right? Okay. It uses a few things. It uses a cocktail shaker. It uses a bag. First of all, examine the bag. Make sure it's okay. It is okay. If it wasn't okay, I wouldn't give you to look at. But feel free to fill your boots. I don't want you saying later on that Craig had a dodgy bag. Is it okay? Is everything all right? Very good. Now we don't need this part of the cup. It's just this part. Inside this cup, can you see this? There's a ball. There's a ball in the cup. Examine the ball, examine the cup. Make sure the ball goes into the cup, make sure the ball comes out the cup. Make sure there's no trap. Take your time, I get paid by the hour. No trap doors, no secret, no, tip it out, put it back in. Is it okay? I don't want you saying later on that Craig had a dodgy cup. Is it all right? Are we good? I can't even get to it, it's gone. Your milk's in the way. Which is something I've never said before in a performance, but there you go. Right, here we go. So the idea is really simple. We have a cup, we're having a ball. Now the idea is simple. For the game, for you to win the game, you have to catch me putting the ball under the cup. If you catch me doing this, you win. You understand? Now I should tell you, I'm pretty good at sleight of hand, so I'm going to try and sneak under without you realising. Are you ready? Well, that was a fun game. Shall we play again? I thought you would have noticed that, but no, I'll go slower. There's the cup. There's the ball. I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything till you say go. Was that too fast? I mean, you missed it. No, she missed it. She missed it. She didn't know. See, it's all to do with misdirection. Have you heard of misdirection? It means making you look somewhere else. You don't look at the ball. Watch the cup. That's where it's going to end up. That's where you have to watch. Look, I'll let you win it. I'm going to let you win it. I'll show you the cup. Look, 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 look. Natalie, watch the ball, watch the ball. Watch the ball, watch the ball. It goes in my pocket. All you have to do is tell me, is it under the pocket, under the cup, or in the pocket? I'll give you a clue once you win. Where is it? Trying to help. Where is it? Seriously trying to help. Keep out of this thing. No, no, look at me. You would have said a pocket, you would have won. It's not under the cup. Oh, look at it. It's weird. It's not weird. So, would you like to learn how this works? It's very simple. I'll teach you, and then you can show your friends. Here's how it works. You show the cup is empty. You put the ball in your pocket. You snap, and then you sneak it under the you snap, and then you sneak it. You snap, and then. Hang on, just 1 minute. You snap, and oh, that cup. That happens up. No, that happens up. So that's how it works. The snap is important, and also the tap. So look, I'll show you there's nothing under there. I'll put it in my pocket, tap 3 times. A little bit harder. See, that's when it goes under. Give her a big round of applause! Now, I don't think that was a bigger round of applause. You do it this time, they're going to go crazy. I'll put it in my pocket, tap 3 times. No harder. No harder. That's too hard. Do you know what happens when you tap that hard? Do you know what happens? You get you get a tennis ball. Oh my God! No! No. Be honest with me. Natalie, be honest. Did you see the tennis ball go under the cup? Now bring it back. Did you see the tennis ball go under there? Then you probably missed the second one. I mean, most people do. But you know what? When you go home and tell people about this, you won't tell people about the tennis balls now. You know what you'll tell people? You missed the moment that the bag disappeared off the table. I know. Do you know why? Inside the cup, there's the bag. There's the cup. There's the balls. That's the trick. Thank you very, very much. And you know what? Summer. Oh, you dropped my ball. There we go. Summer, you can have this ball as a souvenir. There you go. You don't worry. I have spares. Don't worry. We'll use that one. And sleep. There we go.
Brilliant.
The next routine I want to talk to you about, which makes a fantastic closer for a close-up performance, especially if you're in a bar or in a restaurant, is, of course, the card on ceiling routine, which when I first got into magic, everybody was doing card on ceiling. Like, it was everywhere. These days, I don't see many people doing it, which is a shame because it is an absolutely killer routine. And if you don't do it, you absolutely should. It's the one routine on this video that I haven't actually got any performance footage of me doing. I'm really surprised. I went through all my video archives and I was sure I had some video footage of me doing card on ceiling, but I haven't. And it's very difficult to get a performance of card on ceiling in this environment. I'll probably get some footage at some point down the line and include it on a Magic Live or something. But card on ceiling is great. If you don't know what the routine is, the idea is very simple. Someone picks a card, they sign it, they lose it into the deck. You take an elastic band, you wrap the elastic band around the deck, you throw the cards up in the air, they land, and when they do, you look up and their card has stuck to the ceiling. That's basically the effect. When I worked restaurants very, very regularly, I used to use doing card on ceiling as a selling point because I used to do it all of the time. And I used to say to the manager, you're going to see people, they're going to look up at the ceiling, there's going to be cards everywhere, and they're going to be asking what's going on, and you're going to say, oh, the magician, he comes in every Friday, you should go check it out, it's absolutely incredible, he'll take your signed card and he'll make it appear on the ceiling. And people used to come in just to see that trick. Now, there's things that you need to consider. You need to make sure that you check with the venue before you do it. I've heard horror stories of magicians going into venues, doing card on ceiling, they've had a really expensive ceiling, and they've been billed, or they've tried to bill them for the cost of, you know, damaging the ceiling or whatever it may be. So it's something you need to speak to the venue about beforehand. The other thing is, I mean, card on ceiling is so good. It really is. I mean, look at Faye Presto, for example. She does card on ceiling all the time. But what you have to make sure that you're good at it before you go out and do it, especially in a packed restaurant. I can't tell you the amount of times that I've seen magicians do the card on ceiling, and one of two things has happened. Either they've thrown the cards up in the air and they've not landed, they've not caught the cards when they've come down, so they've banged on the table, it's knocked a drink over, which has fallen into somebody's lap. I've seen that happen. I've also seen the deck explode when it hits the ceiling and cards go absolutely everywhere. I've seen the card not stick to the ceiling so many times. There's so many things that can go wrong with this routine. It's important that if you're going to do it, you make sure that you are really good at it, because if you don't, there can be a lot of problems that you're going to encounter, if that kind of makes sense. Now, if you look at somebody like Doc Eason, he popularized the idea of wrapping a bill up around the deck and using a tic-tac, sort of drawing pin, and throwing it up and having the bill and the card stick to the ceiling, which is a nice idea. But if they want their bill back, obviously you can't get that for them. It's going to be very difficult to get for them. In a bar environment, the sort of environment that Doc Eason performs in, that's not an issue. That's not an issue at all. But it is an issue if you're performing a venue and someone lends you a £20 note or a $20 note and you do this thing and they go, great, can I have it back, please? Because now you're kind of in a situation where you can't. So if you're going to wrap a bill around it and you're going to use the way the Doc does it, you need to make sure that they understand that, hey, you're going to give me this bill, you're not going to get it back, but I'm going to show you something amazing. Other than that, yeah, I mean, card on ceiling, it's killer. I want to know in the comments down below, do you do card on ceiling? Where do you find is the best environment to perform? And have you had any horror stories of it going wrong? If you have, I want to know. I'm going to talk about Rubik's Cubes again now. There's another routine that I use to finish my Rubik's Cube set, which is Michael Murray's wonderful routine where the spectator solves the Rubik's Cube behind their back. Now, this is a routine that plays in almost any environment. In fact, if you look at the video that I did a couple of weeks ago about closers in a stand-up show, you'll know that I actually talked about this in the context of a stand-up show. This works really well close up as well. It really does. The only thing that you need to be aware of is you can't have anyone standing behind the person while they're doing this. So in mix and mingle situations, and I have done this mix and mingle, but you need to make sure that the person that you're performing it on, maybe their back is to a wall, there's nobody behind them. If you're doing outdoor mix and mingle, make sure that there's nobody behind them. It's less of an issue if you're doing it in banquet situations, as long as you make sure, again, that the table behind you can't see. So you want to make sure that that person is standing in the right place. It's very easy to do as long as you're aware of this and as long as you manage your angles accordingly. But the reason I love this so much is you can't do cube on cube in bottle to every single group of spectators. It would cost you an absolute fortune. As much as I would love to give 15 cube in bottles out at the end of the night, that's not always going to happen. So you need a way to end your Rubik's Cube routine. And the problem with a lot of Rubik's Cube magic is it's very samey. It's like, look, I've sold the cube, I've sold the cube, I've sold the cube, the cube matches, I've sold the cube. That's the end of the trick. Thank you very much. And there's no finale. Now, Prop Dog did a great job at creating an omnicube or a clear cube, which works really well as a finale to a cube routine. And I've posted lots of videos about how omnicube is a killer closer, and it is. However, I love, if you haven't got a clear cube with you and you've just got a cube in your pocket, how do you end it? Because clear cube is great, but really you have to have it with you and you have to have a way to switch it in and switch it out. So if I'm doing clear cube, I've got a bag and I've got a regular cube and a clear cube, and I kind of go into the routine that way, and at the end I call back to the bag and it's got the clear cube in it. But what are you going to do if you've just got a cube? There's very little you can do. You can do some solves, you can do some mixes, you can do some solves. What else are you going to do? Well, in this situation, you can do the behind the back solve. So, the spectator puts it behind their back. So what happens is in the routine, and you'll see this in a second, I'm going to put some footage of me doing it on stage. But what happens is the cube is given to the spectator and they mix it up behind the back. And then when they bring it out, it's solved, and it's great. And there is a little bit of dual reality going on in this routine, but the person that you're doing on will be blown away. The audience will be absolutely blown away. Nobody will have a clue what's happened, how it's happened. And it really makes that volunteer that you've got on stage with you look like $1 million, because you've done this amazing Rubik's Cube stuff, and then you just say to somebody, well, you know what? It's one thing me doing all of this magic with a Rubik's Cube. Do you even know how to solve a cube? No, I'm going to teach you how to solve a cube right now in 10 seconds, and you're going to solve it behind your back. And if you manage that, every single person here is going to go crazy and give you a huge round of applause. Let's do it. Come over here. It's great because it empowers the spectator, and it really does finish the routine off, because when you're doing cube magic, it's conceivable that people think, well, you're just quick. You're just really quick at solving the Rubik's Cube. But when you do this, and you give the cube to the spectator and they solve it behind the back, they've got nowhere to go now. It's such an incredible moment and a great way to finish off a Rubik's Cube set. There's a lot of times when especially mix and mingle, where I've just got a Rubik's Cube in my pocket and nothing else. I don't have my Rubik's 360, I don't have mini cube shells, I don't have my clear cube, I don't have anything else. And if I've just got a cube on me, that's it. This is a killer way, not just to close that cube act, but to close the whole show. It's that strong.
You see what I'm doing? That's all I want you to do, okay? Now, it's already mixed up, you can only wait for it. Just put it behind your back. Can you feel it? Now? Yeah. Just turn it like I showed you. Very good. No, just turn it like I showed you. That's okay, hang on. Let me try and help you out. Just turn it like that. There you go, that's brilliant. And you keep going. And any time you want to, just stop the keep behind your back. Okay, now, if this works, I want you to go crazy for her. It can't possibly work, but it will work if you believe. Do you believe? Do you believe?
I believe.
Do you believe?
I believe.
She believes. Guys, get ready to go nuts. 3, 2, 1. Bring it out.
Right, let's talk about card under watch. Card under watch is a killer way to end a card set, especially if you're doing mix and mingle. It really is a great way to end a card set. You can do whatever card magic you want to, and that's fine, and that's awesome. But when you make a card appear, under somebody's watch, people just can't fathom it. The person that you perform it on will react incredibly strong, and everybody else that's watching will feed on that reaction. And sometimes a good closing routine is just about what is going to cause the audience to give you the best possible reaction. And whatever card magic you've done, if you do card under watch correctly and they look and the card's under their watch and they can examine everything, and it's just a killer moment, it really is. Now, many, many years ago, I published on a DVD, Locked in a Room Without Coins, I actually published a routine called Superman, which is like a three-phase routine where you have three people pick cards and someone holds the deck in between the hands and you snap your fingers and the card appears in the top pocket. One card appears in the top pocket. One card appears in their shoe, and the third card appears underneath their watch. And one card's here, one card's there, one card's there, which is a really nice routine, and it's one that I still do even now today, 12 or 13 years after the project came out. But if I just want to save time and I want to do something that's really quick, I'm going to go with card under watch, because I know that that's going to get a killer reaction. And like I say, that's what a closing routine is all about, getting that killer reaction, having people remember for all the right reasons your performance and why you did what you did. So let's have a look at a performance of card under watch at a wedding.
Just like that. Don't move.
Feel like a
Have you finished shuffling? Put those in between your hands. You picked a card.
Yeah.
You signed it.
Angrily.
You shuffled it into the pack. I haven't touched those cards.
Nah, fuck you, bro.
I've got it inside the box for the big finish before I leave. I'm going to get it go from here in between your hands. Now tell everyone there's nothing there, Tom.
No, nothing there, boys.
What?
Nothing there.
It's going to go from here. Don't let me touch those cards. Now it starts off by me making the card invisible. This is the card. I fold it in half, in half, in half again, and I'm going to put it here in between your hands. Now when I snap my fingers, that card that you signed, that you shuffled, I haven't touched that deck, it is going to disappear from here, appear in there. That's going to be my big finish. Then I'm going to go. If it works, they're going to go crazy. You ready, Tom? 3, 2, 1. Look, it's there. It's there. Do you believe me? Do you know why Tom doesn't believe me? The reason why Tom doesn't believe me is because right now, up until this very second, Tom hasn't yet looked underneath his watch. Stop. No. Folded up part, Tom.
Stop it.
And fold it, Tom.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I signed that.
Let's give Tom a big round of applause over there.
Right, so the final routine I want to talk about, the 8th routine I want to talk about today, is, there's actually two. There's two props that I want to talk about. I want to talk about ring and string, and I want to talk about Nick Einhorn's Nest of Wallets. Now, Nick Einhorn's Nest of Wallets is something that I carry around with me, and it makes such a great closing routine, because you can take any borrowed object, whether it be a coin or a ring or whatever it may be, and you can make that thing disappear. And then you can have it appear inside a wallet, inside a wallet, inside a wallet, inside a sealed envelope. You can have that that object appear. And that is almost as strong as Nest of Boxes. It is, for me, Nest of Boxes, but close up. Now, if you've ever performed any impossible location, you'll know that it gets such a strong reaction. If you've ever put a bill inside a lemon, if you've ever put an object inside a nest of boxes, if you've ever put a card in a mystery box or something like that, you'll know that it gets killer reactions every single time. When it's a borrowed object, like a borrowed ring or a signed coin, that just goes through the roof. But rings are even more strong. It's an even more amazing thing to appear in an impossible location than a signed coin, because that ring is very personal to that person. Now, you obviously need to be careful. Everyone's heard horror stories about stones being lost in rings, and rings vanishing, and rings not coming back and being lost. And I've got my own share of horror stories with that. And I've learned to be careful over the years. But it's such a strong routine. It really is. Now, you combine that with ring and string, and you've just got a really powerful routine that will close any close-up set. I guarantee you do your 4-ace trick, and then you do your ring and string routine where the borrowed ring is going through the string while they're holding on to it and then appears inside a nest of wallets. No one at that point is then going to go, well, that was pretty good, Mr. Magician, but would you mind showing me some more card magic, please? I think that floats my boat a little bit more. That's the moment that people are going to remember. Guaranteed, absolutely. Now, 2 things that I'd like to point out. Number 1, if you're going to do Nest of Wallets, Nick Einhorn's version is the best, which is available from all good magic dealers or available from Nick directly. And Nick talks about having it appear inside a handkerchief at the end, which is fine. However, from places like Alakazam and Prop Dog and several other places, you can actually get envelopes designed to fit inside the Nest of Wallets, where the object that you're borrowing will appear at the end. And you'll see this in the video that I'm about to show you. So rather than just having a ring appear in a handkerchief, which is inside a wallet, inside a wallet, inside a wallet, it appears inside a sealed envelope, which I think is better. So I would advise you to get these little envelopes. They're not expensive. You can get them in packs of 50. Prop Dog is where I would go if I were you. They make their own and they are awesome. And Prop Dog do ones with little windows on, I believe. Don't know if it's Alakazam or Prop Dog, but they do ones with little windows on, which is really cool because they can see the ring inside the envelope before they even rip it open. So there's that. The second thing to talk about is where you learn the ring and string routine. Well, the ring and string routine you're about to see a live performance of is based heavily on Greg Wilson's Ringleader. In my humble opinion, I think that Greg Wilson's Ringleader project is, without a shadow of a doubt, the best project on ring and string magic. You can get that directly from Penguin Magic. It's really good. If you want somewhere else to look for really cool ring and string moves, it's worth checking out Mark Leverage's work on ring and string routines as well. He's got some really clever stuff. But in my routine, the routine you're about to see, it's pretty much Greg's Ringleader. I've just routined it slightly differently, if that makes sense. But if you don't do ring on string and you don't do Nest of Wallets, you just don't know what you've been missing out on. It makes a great closing routine. And please notice when you see this performance that I'm not sitting down, it's stand up. It's a great routine to close a mix and mingle performance with, which is really important because a lot of the time people struggle. You know, if you haven't got a table, you can't do chop cup, you can't do card under box. It takes a lot of your options away from you. Well, ring and string, borrowed object, anytime, anyway. You just need to carry a string around with you and your little Nest of Wallets. There's hardly any pocket space. It's not really that difficult to do, but it's visual from a whole distance. You'll see from the reactions in this video, people absolutely love it. So there you go. Let's have a look at a live performance of ring and string and Nest of Wallets.
Well, I figured it would be. That's you being magician. Right, okay. Check this out. So, what's your name? What's your name? Shauna. 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 You're responsible for the ring. Now, if anything happens to the ring, you are responsible, okay? So I want you to think of yourself like Frodo from Lord of the Rings or Gollum or something, you know. Don't lose it, whatever you do. Now, as well as that, I have this cord. Make sure it doesn't come apart. Make sure it is what it is. So we've got the cord right, and we've got the ring. I gave it you. I put it in your hand. It's okay, we use the earrings. Look, forget it. Look, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put the ring. Look. I'm going to put the ring on the cord. Now it's got to go near the middle. It doesn't have to be exact, but it has to go near. It's your ring. You hold on to it. Now, if you hold on to the end and I hold on to the middle, is there any way to get that ring off that cord? There's 3 ways. The first way is to take a pair of scissors and cut right there. That's not magic, that's stupid. The second way would be to take a blowtorch and blowtorch through your ring. I've got a feeling you won't like that. The third way would be to use magic. See where the ring touches the cord? You blow and it goes right through the ring. Oh my God. Now, when I do this, people think I know how this works. It's sleight of hand because Craig's really good at sleight of hand. They think that I'm doing sleight of hand or something, which I am. I'm really good at sleight of hand. Like, watch the ring. If I take the ring, take it off, I can throw it right back on again. See, I know I can take the ring, squeeze it, make it disappear, make it go over there behind your ear. I can even make it jump. Watch the ring. 1, 2, 3, jump back. I can even take it, squeeze it, as I say, maybe go behind the ear. So if I can do all of that, maybe, just maybe, the ring really isn't going on the cord. Maybe it looks like it's going on the cord, but it's not on there. Now, you're the skeptic, so that's really on there, isn't it?
Yeah, can you shuffle these? Hang on a minute, can you see what's there?
You don't trust me, there you go. Have a look at the camera. I feel the trust has gone between us now, to be honest. Now watch, here's how it works, because you're going to do this yourself in a minute. You pull vertical, not horizontal. Pull straight up, you pull straight up, the ring comes off the cord. Then you touch the middle, watch, you touch the middle to the cord ring, and it goes right back on, okay? That's, yes. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to teach you how to do this, and you can do it yourself. First of all, make sure that people realise the ring's on the cord and give it a pull. The reason is, if people don't think it's on there, like before you didn't think it was on there, there's no trick to it. Then you pull vertical, never horizontal, always straight up. You pull straight up, it comes off. Blow, goes right back on. Okay, we following this?
No!
Yes! Yes! That's what my wife says to me regularly. Hold on to the end. On the count of 3, you're going to pull vertical. You're going to do this yourself, everyone's going to love you. On the count of 3, pull straight up. 1, 2, 3. There you go. Blow and it'll go right back on. Oh dear. I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is you're 1 ring down. The good news is the loss of your ring brought fun and enjoyment to everyone here. Let's give her a big round of applause. It's not that good. No, look, I can fix it. If I snap my fingers, check this out. If I snap my fingers, it's back on your finger.
No.
I can't believe you looked. I'm not that good.
I felt unknown.
You guys obviously think I'm a lot better than I actually am. That's never going to happen. I know you did.
That would have happened. I'll be like, nah.
But here's the thing. I can't give you the ring back, but I can give you something worth the price of the ring. Honestly, I can give you the... No, it is. You see, in my pocket, I've had a wallet, and the wallet has been there the whole time. There's nothing in my hands. Now, here's the thing. What was your name? Paula, nothing in my hands. This wallet's been in my pocket the whole time. Paula, if you believe in magic, I mean, if you really believe in magic, what do you think's inside this wallet? No, it's actually another wallet, Paula. Hold on to that. But inside this wallet, Paula, what do you think's inside this wallet?
Hopefully more ring.
It's another wallet. I thought you were catching on, to be honest, Paula, but that's okay.
How is it?
But inside this wallet, what do you think's inside? No, I'll give you a clue. It's not another wallet. I've run out of wallets. What's inside there?
My ring, hopefully.
No, it's actually a sealed envelope. A sealed envelope, which is inside a wallet, that was inside a wallet, that was inside a wallet, sealed on all 5 sides, which feels like something ring-shaped inside. Take it. If that's your ring, they're going to go absolutely crazy. Rip it open.
No!
Do you do that?
I'm going to pass out.
No! And you know,
Teach me! I want to know! Oh my God.
How long did it take you to learn that?
yeah. Well, I've got a book on the way.
8 routines, 8 closing routines that you can use in your show, in your close-up show. In my opinion, and again, this is only my opinion, these are the 8 best closers for a close-up performance. Now, if you disagree with me, that's absolutely cool. Let's get a dialogue going down below. I'd like to know what your favourite closer is. To be honest, there are other routines that I use to close various different sets depending on the environment, depending on the performance, depending on where I am, there's lots of different factors. There's a million other things that I could talk about, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video to this at some point where I talk about a whole bunch more closers. But these are the 8 that come instantly to mind that I've been using for the last 20 or 30 years to close various different close-up sets in my career. If you haven't already seen the video on closers for a stand-up show, go check that out in the playlist. That was a couple of weeks ago. And also in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to be putting a video together, and it's going to be everything that you need to consider when you're putting together a closer for your show. So that's something that you want to look out for as well. Other than that, guys, thank you very much for checking out this video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you want to see more videos like this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, tell all your friends to subscribe to the channel, and again, leave a comment in the video. Leave a comment in the comments down below. And I'm going to be back again tomorrow at 9 o'clock with a rant, at 6 o'clock with a live, and at 2 o'clock with a short. So I'll see you then. Thanks very much for watching. My name's Craig from Magic TV.